Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Solsjaer deserves a lot of credit for Manchester United's improvement. Now, we are in a good vein of form. We are unbeaten in our last 10 league games. And we are joint top of the Premier League table with Liverpool. And no one thought we'd been joint top of the Premier League in 2021 because we was poor at the beginning of last year and we was poor at the start of this season, and we have endured bad periods under the Ole Gunnar Solsjaer era, and obviously quite a few times he has been under pressure at Manchester United. We are in a very good position at the moment and we are certainly in the title race. Solskjaer, don't forget, did say after our 1-0 win against Wolves that we're not in the title races yet. But he said if we are still challenging at the top come March, he'll believe the title race is on. Now, like I've said to you, I'm sceptical Man United will win it this season. But I'm not going to fully disregard it. If we do win the Premier League, it will be our first Premier League title since 2013. And it will be our 21st title overall. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did well in his first full season, which was last season, because he guided us to 3 semi-finals. He got us qualification for the Champions League and he also got us third. We've seen a lot of players leave the club since he got recommended in. We've seen players like Lukaku and Ander Herrera leave. Maybe they are 2 players Man United should have kept. We've seen the likes of Darmian leave, Smalling leave, Valencia leave, Young leave, Angel Gomez leave, Sanchez leave. We've also loaned a few players out. Don't forget we loaned Diego Dalot out. We loaned in Andres Pereira out. We loaned James Garner out. And I think we also loaned Dylan Levitt out. And I think we loaned Joe Pereira out again for another season. And Solskjaer has made some good signings since he got appointed in as Man United manager. He has spent over £200 million. And he showed tactical flexibility in some games. And he does deserve credit because he's got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. There's 4 trophies that Manchester United can pursue this season. You know, we can win the Premier League title. We can also win the EFL Cup. We can win the FA Cup and we can also win the Europa League. It's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. You know, we haven't won a trophy now for just over 4 years. But I said to you, didn't I, if we finish in the top 4, the top 3 this season, and we did win a trophy, and it wasn't the Premier League, I still think that would represent a very good season for Man United, and then that would give us something to build on. You know, this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second full season at the football club, and I did say, didn't I, he's got to exceed his expectations if he is to remain Man United manager, and at this moment in time, he is exceeding his expectations. He will still be Man United manager at the end of this season. Probably will be given another season, and if he is, that will be his 3rd full season at the club. Ole's been Man United manager now for just over 2 years, and reflecting now long he's been with us, he has learnt quite a bit and he has gained some managerial experience. Solskjaer's priority is leading the club to long-term success. He's managed over 100 games as Manchester United manager in all competitions, and he has got a contract with the club till 2022. Is there a possibility, a chance at some point this year we could have negotiations over possibly extending his contract to the club? I think he's more than halfway through now his 3-year deal. He's Ollie. I told you my concerns about Solskjaer, and that's his decision making, because in quite a few of his games at Man United he's made mistakes, and that's obviously cost us. And I have said quite a few times before, haven't I, that he is out of his depth at the football club. And I have been demanding him out a lot. I was very, very, very critical of him earlier on this season, but like I mentioned on my recent videos, I am slowly now changing my perception on him. And my perception will keep changing if this good vein of form continues. We've done very, very well away from home. We haven't lost away from home yet in the Premier League this season. We haven't been great at home. We know we've only won 4 games at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season, but it is good that we have won more home games recently, because we was enjoying our worst start at Old Trafford for around 50 years. We've already revealed our transfer plans, like I updated you on my recent video. Solskjaer is to hold talks with 6 of our players he wants to get rid of in this January transfer window. Now, the players he's looking to get rid of is Jesse Lingard, Phil Jones, Marcus Rojo, Sergio Romero, Dan James, because there's been rumours of him going out on loan. Brandon Williams, he's another one. Williams is now our 3rd choice left back following the arrival of Alex Telles. And Aldina Garlo, I'm expecting him to leave in this January transfer window. Obviously, more players will depart the club in the summer transfer window. Now, you already know the news on Amad Traore. He's joining the football club this month. I think he's on his way now, actually. He's already received that Italian passport. We're getting Amad Traore in a deal worth like £37 million with add-ons included. Solskjaer recently said that we are close to agreeing a deal, and he's excited to welcome the player in. He said Atlanta want him back on loan for the remainder of the season, but we have resisted that offer. I like the way that Solskjaer has promoted the youth anyway. The young players have been given their chances since he got appointed in as Man United manager. He's obviously brought more young players into the club. Moises Caicedo, he should be joining the football club as well at some point this week. You already know the news on Erling Haaland. I give you the news on him this morning. Now we want to get him instead of Jadon Sancho, but it's unlikely he'll leave this year. Haaland's expected to leave next year when his £68 million release clause becomes active. The news on Max Aarons. We're interested in him. There was reports saying that it could be available for £20 million. But we may have to wait until the summer. Fabrizio Romano recently provided us with an update on Max Aarons, and he said that Man United there's no official bid for Man United, Nothing's advanced, and he's not close to joining. We've been in for Max Aarons before, though. But yeah, there is a few positions we're looking at strengthening up. We're looking to get a holding midfielder in. We're looking to get a right back in. We're looking to get a centre-half in. I think Solskjaer's made that his number 1 transfer priority. Hasn't he? I think Solsjaer will be backed by the board in this January transfer window, and hopefully he'll be backed in the summer transfer window as well, because in the summer of last year, Solskjaer wasn't backed enough because we missed out on all of his priority targets, and Solskjaer showed his frustration towards the board quite a few times during the summer. But the board have been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years because they haven't backed any of the managers that we've had since Ferguson left. And our recruitment policy's been poor for the last 8 years or so. A lot of the players we've brought in since Ferguson left haven't been the right calibre players for Man United, and we've missed out on a hell of a lot of players over the years, and in reality we should have signed them players, shouldn't we? And we've missed out on a few players under Ollie since he came in. You know, Woodward's been at the football club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. But Woodward has come out to show his support for Solskjaer several times, despite us having a poor start to the season and despite us getting knocked out of the Champions League. You can say Solskjaer, he's lucky to be still Man United manager. Not how good we've been recently, obviously, but you can say he was like lucky not to be sacked after us getting knocked out of the Champions League. You can say he was lucky not to be sacked after our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. You know, you can say he was lucky not to be sacked at the first part of last season. You know, if we hadn't have beaten Everton in the league earlier on this season, then he probably would have been sacked. But like I said, with Ollie being a club legend, our board have softened their stance on him. Now, disregarding being a club legend, the board would have been a lot more ruthless, wouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when Solskjaer got appointed in, you know, he was inheriting Deadwood, wasn't he? And he's got rid, like I said, he's got rid of some of the Deadwood, but there's still Deadwood now at the club. But the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. Because Jose Mourinho recommended, 11 players into Man United? A few players have left who Jose Mourinho obviously brought in. You know, there's only a couple of players here now from Louis van Gaal era. We brought a lot of players in under Van Gaal, but the vast majority of the players that were brought in under Van Gaal are no longer here now. There's only one player here from the Moyes era. Moyes only brought 2 players in anyway when he was at the club, and there's only 2 players here now from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. You know, we appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We give him the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. Yeah, we did give him the job a bit too early, I will admit that. But I said to you, didn't I, that Ole during the summer was facing the same problems what Mourinho was facing, because obviously back in the summer of 2018, Mourinho made it clear to our board that he wanted to get a centre-half in. He obviously never got that centre-half in, Mourinho, and that's one of the main reasons why it didn't work out under Mourinho at the football club. We have spent over £1 billion on players since Ferguson left. That's a lot of money. Not only that, we've got players on big contracts at the football club. I can't remember every one of our players' salary, but I know that obviously David De Gea is on 375 grand a week. You know, you've got Pogba that's on 290 grand a week. You've got Rashford that's on over £200,000 a week, and he's only the age of 23, is he? Martial, he's on a good 200 odd grand a week. Lingard, he's on 100 grand a week, and he doesn't even get in our team now, does he? Fernandes is on quite a bit. Harry Maguire. He's on like 200 odd grand a week if I'm right. But there you go. We have only won 4 trophies since Ferguson left, and that was the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal era and the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield under Jose Mourinho. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a massive game against Manchester City on Wednesday night. It is the EFL Cup semi-final. It is at Old Trafford. Don't actually know why it's not at Wembley, but there you go. I think it's going to be a very, very close game on Wednesday night. Manchester City have just had a very, very good win against Chelsea, beating them 3-1. They had around 6 players out because obviously they have got COVID. So you can probably say now, if that's on that win for City, they are in the title race. I don't think they've been as consistent this season as we all expected them to be. We played Man City in the EFL Cup semi-final last season. Obviously, we went out. We lost 3-2 on aggregate. We lost the first leg 3-1 at Old Trafford, but we won the second leg at the Etihad 1-0. But we beat City 3 times out of the 4 times we played them last season, because we beat them twice in the league as well. Will any of them players be available for City on Wednesday who have obviously got COVID? It depends how obviously long they've had it. I think you've got to self-isolate for like 10 days. Man City are looking to win their 4th EFL Cup in a row because they have won it for the last 3 seasons. Now, City have got some very, very good players in their team. Obviously, they've got Jesus, one of their key players. Is he one of their players that's had COVID? I can't remember all the players that have had COVID at City. I think I know a few. Aguero, he's obviously one of their key players. Has he been injured, Aguero? Raheem Sterling, he's one of their key players. They got him from Liverpool a few years ago. Ferran Torres, he's one of their key players. They got him last summer, don't forget. I think he's one of the players that's had COVID, if I'm right. Or I might be wrong. Riyad Mahrez, he's also one of their key players. Bernardo Silva, he's also one of their key players. Kevin De Bruyne is definitely one of their key players. He's regarded as one of the best midfielders in the league. They've got Ukwan Gundogan, who I do like a lot. He's one of their key players. That Phil Foden's a good player. He's come up the ranks at City very, very well as Phil Foden. He scored quite a few goals for them, Phil Foden. They've got that Cancelo, who I like. Kyle Walker's a good right back. I think he's one of their players that's got COVID. They got him from Tottenham a few years ago. Got that Benjamin Mendy. Did he have COVID or has he still got COVID? But he's injury prone, he's Benjamin Mendy anyway. They've got that Laporte, who I like a lot. Nathan Ake, they got him during the summer. He's out with injury, I think, is Nathan Ake at the moment. And they've also got that Ruben Diaz, who they got during the summer. Edison, I think he's got COVID. City's second choice keeper is Zach Steffen, is it? But that's a blow for City because Edison is actually a very, very good keeper, isn't there? City, I've got a couple of players who I don't rate. You know, Rodri, I don't really rate him. He might have had some good games for them, but I just don't rate him a lot. John Stones, definitely don't rate him. I think he's a very poor centre-half. There you go. City let David Silva go during the summer. He went to Real Sociedad, don't forget. Vincent Kompany, he left them quite a few years ago now. He became manager at Anderlecht. And Otamendi also left City. So it's going to be interesting to see how they line up on Wednesday night. Pep Guardiola is a very, very good manager, like I've said. He's still regarded as one of the best managers in the world. You know, he's been City manager since, 2016, Pep Guardiola. So he's been there now for over 4 years. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, he signed a 2-year contract with Man City. And yeah, he has won quite a few trophies with them. You know, he's won the EFL Cup quite a few times, won the FA Cup, and he's won 2 Premier Leagues. A few seasons ago, they won the domestic treble. Don't forget, they finished on 100 points that season. Pep Guardiola spent a lot of money in his managerial career. I think he spent over £1 billion, but most of that money has been spent on that Manchester City team. Guardiola was also good when he was at Barcelona. He won the Champions League with them. But you can say that he already had a very, very good squad at Barcelona. So he basically wasn't inheriting any deadwood, really. Bayern Munich, he was there. Didn't win the Champions League with them, but nearly did. Before City had Guardiola, you know, they had Pellegrini. They won the title under him. They also won the title under Mancini. When they won the title under Mancini, that was their first title in 44 years. We've played City once as well this season. We've played them. It was 0-0 at Old Trafford, and I hope this game in the EFL Cup semi-final does not replicate the game in the league earlier on this season, because that game really, really lacked quality. There were hardly any chances in that game. Most of our chances were half chances. I think there was like one clear-cut chance, and that came from Riyad Mahrez. It'll be interesting to see how we line up as well against City. We will make changes from the 2-1 win against Aston Villa. Dean Henderson could actually go in net for the game against City. We'll certainly make a lot of rotation in the squad for the Watford game at the weekend. That's in the FA Cup 3rd round. Burnley, that's going to be played on the 12th. That's been confirmed now. That's obviously our game in hand. We were supposed to play that on the opening day of the season, but it got postponed. And then we are away to Liverpool after Burnley, and Liverpool's a massive, massive game. That won't decide the title, but it's too early. But it still will be a massive game, because Liverpool-Man United, you know, is the biggest game in English football, isn't it? Because they are the 2 most successful clubs historically. Like I mentioned on my recent video, do you think Ole Gunnar Solsjaer is the best manager that we've had since Ferguson left? I'd say with the position we're in now and all of that, and how good we've been, I'd say, yeah, he is the best manager he is the best Man United manager since, you know, Ferguson left. Moyes certainly wasn't a good manager, so Solskjaer definitely were better than him. Van Gaal, he enjoyed a good start, then obviously it crumbled. Like I said, won the FA Cup under Van Gaal. And Mourinho, like I said, he enjoyed a good season because he won 3 trophies in his first season. Well, 2 major honours, because really the Community Shield doesn't count, but Mourinho wasn't so good in his second season at the club. But at the end of the day, Solskjaer knows this club inside out, because he was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. And I'm starting to believe that he's bringing the good times back to Man United, because we haven't enjoyed good times, really, up until this point. We certainly enjoyed very good times under Sir Alex Ferguson, though, didn't we? Like I've said to you before, no one will replicate his legacy at the club, and no one's going to last as long as he did. That's something we've got to accept, but we are now a competitive team under Ole. We really, really are. But like I said, I still think we need more signings. We really, really do. We do need better players, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't think Solskjaer knows his best 11 at the club, so I think that's something he's got to identify, his best 11. He's tried a few different things, hasn't he? You know, made a lot of rotation in the squad, and he's tried different formations. He has gone a lot with that 4-2-3-1 formation since he got appointed in. I know our best 11 now. obviously you can say our best midfield would be Fernandes, Pogba and Donny van der Beek. We've only played all of them once, and that was in the cup game against Everton in the quarter-final. Prior to that, it hasn't happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I've already said to you, we've got good players in our team. You've got Marcus Rashford, that's very, very good. You've got Cavani, that's enjoyed a good start to his Man United career. He's got 2 games to serve because obviously he got a 3-match ban from the FA and he got £500,000 for the racist comment he put on social media last month. So Cavani served 1 game, so he's got 2 games to serve, like I say. Mason Greenwood's a good player, still very young. Anthony Martial has rejuvenated himself recently, which is good to see. You've got Bruno Fernandes, that's an exceptional player. He's our best player, and he's the best signing we've made since Ferguson left, and he's part of our improvement as well as Bruno Fernandes. I think that Fred is a good player. Obviously nowhere near on the same level as Fernandes, but still had good games this season. Donny van der Beek is good when he starts. He hardly starts for Man United in the Premier League. He's only started 2 league games. He needs more opportunities at the club, does Donny van der Beek. But was it last year he denied that he was actually unhappy at the club and he's willing to be patient for his opportunities. Seems to be getting more chances in the cup games, does Van der Beek, for Man United. Don't really know why. But he could be. Is there a chance we could loan him out in this January transfer window? It recently said that Inter Milan are interested. I've got to give Paul Pogba a lot of credit recently. He's done very, very well. Since he's come back from that ankle injury, he's made an impact, Paul Pogba. Luke Shaw's impressed me, just too injury prone. Tellez has enjoyed a good start to his Man United career. He's enjoyed good games, but he's enjoyed a couple of bad games as Tellez. Harry Maguire, he's really, really improving now. Good to see. Eric Bay, since he started playing again, he's really impressed me. He started our last 4 league games. So he's a much better centre-half than Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka, I think he's a good right-back, but we obviously have element of concerns about his lack of attacking intent and his distribution and that. De Gea, he's getting back to his best vein of form, which is good to see. This is De Gea's 10th season at Man United, so he has been a long servant and he has made over 500 appearances for the club in all competitions. Dean Henderson's done well when he's played. I think at some point Dean Henderson will become our number 1. Juan Mata has even impressed me, in the games he has played in this season. So these good players at Man United, but yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.